I also want to thank Colonel Larkin for his continued leadership on this. Colonel Larkin being Army, me being Air Force, we have a push-up contest every morning, and he beats me every single time. Just so people understand who are not necessarily familiar with West Point, some of my numbers may be off. I'll fudge them in the up direction. If the soup wants to tell me if I'm off on the numbers, let me know. But you're talking about an institution where there are approximately 50,000 pre-candidate questionnaires. They accept 30,000 applications, and this goes for Naval Academy, Air Force Academy, or the Air Force Academy's sister institution, West Point, to 50,000 applications. And Colonel, we'll have a push-up contest with the soup in a little bit. And then out of that, there are 10,000 applications that are totally qualified. And out of that number, they pick 1,200 cadets. In your typical graduating class, 800 graduate. For those on the other side of the aisle, and for all of us who care about social justice, West Point, the service academies of the United States of America, represent the greatest beacon of equal opportunity that the United States has ever had at the highest of levels. When you go in and they break you down and they build you back up, they shave your hair off, you all wear the same thing, you don't know who's rich or poor, you don't know who comes from the South or the North except for those crazy accents. You really are all equal. And it's up to you to prove yourself. And I've seen kids come from the rural places, I've seen kids come from the inner city, of all backgrounds, of all creeds, of all ethnicities, and do amazing things. Go from a small town and become first captain. And congratulations to the first captain who's here today. What a great honor for you. One of my best memories, and the best memory of my life, is graduating from the Air Force Academy and being handed my commission, or getting my commission from the Vice President of the United States, Dick Cheney. And in fact, I remember, of course, one thing that Senator Adams and I have in common is liking the press a little bit. And I remember on that day thinking the entire time, how can I get a photo of me on graduation? Because there's always that iconic photo. And he was wearing a big cowboy hat. So at the very end, as I walked up that stage to see the Vice President, I said, I got it. I'll get him to wear my cadet cap, and I'll wear his cowboy hat, and it'll be a great thing. So I went up, I said, Mr. Vice President, can we exchange hats? And he was about to do it, and there's a great photo. And he took off his hat, and I took off my hat, and I went to give it to him, and he stopped midway. He said, oh no, this cowboy hat is way too expensive. Which tells you a little bit, but quite honestly, that was the proudest day, not because the Vice President was there, but because of my parents and my friends and family who came out to be with me. You look forward to a great day. One of my lowest moments was very early in the morning. I was up in the campaign. It was very busy. And I went online because there had been an event that happened in Washington, D.C., and I was watching it on YouTube. And a mom of a soldier who was killed in Iraq, eastern Iraq, came up to speak at the podium, at the mic. And I thought I remembered the last name. And she went into detail to speak about her son, how at a very young age, 5, 6 years old, he talked about social responsibility and leadership and integrity, intrinsically. And she said the name Derek Argel, and I knew that he was my classmate, who served in the Special Forces and was killed on May 31st. The responsibility that is on your shoulders is great. And as a cadet to the finest institution in the United States of America, you have a great responsibility. Because I promise you, if our boardrooms and places like this were full with more cadets, men and women like you, we wouldn't have Enron, we wouldn't have the scandals, and this would continue to be the greatest nation this world has ever known. So serve your country well, and get into those boardrooms, get into places like this, and let's fight to make this the greatest country, and continue to be the greatest country that this world has ever known. Thank you, men and women.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Savitsky.